Thank you for joining, everyone. Please raise your hand if you have a question for Coach Brondello. We'll get started with Jeff Magliocchetti.
Thank you, Coach. Sorry it didn't go your way tonight. Good evenings. But what can you just say about the impact that Crystal Dangerfield had on the lineup tonight?
Yeah, look, I think, I don't think it was the biggest impact that I thought she could have made, but she did give us a little bit of speed and was able to get us into our offense and get into the paint. I think, with more time, she'll get more comfortable and hopefully we can build on it.
In terms of learning experiences, what's the biggest lesson you want to take from a game like that? One where you're able to erase a 13-point deficit, go up by 8, but unfortunately it doesn't tilt your way in the end. In terms of
Yeah. So, I mean, we just, like I said, I think they pressured us way more. We didn't handle the pressure very, very much. We didn't screen as well as we should, but then we fouled. It all came down to the free throw line. We keep talking about all week. We have to rebound. We got to take care of the ball. For the most part, we did. I know they had a few offensive rebounds there, but it was just fouling. We talked about that too. We got to have foul discipline, and we're not. 33 free throw attempts. That's the ball game as well as the first quarter. So we've got to, but we had an eight point lead there, and we had some good shots, but we just didn't handle the pressure as well. I think they rushed us a little bit, and they were aggressive down the other end. We've just got to, have some better leadership and execution where it matters.
Last one for me. What did you think of the team's interior endeavors tonight, particularly the expanded role from Han Shu?
Yeah, I thought Han obviously really good in that first half. She had that inside-outside attack. I thought her defense against fouls was quite good. And, that's something that we can continue to build on and continue to get chemistry and get that inside-outside attack. She has a really soft touch. So, I was happy with Han. I thought Tash, obviously not a lot inside, but she shot the ball well. She started off really well for us. But we probably, just need the end, I suppose, with fouls. Like you're trying to find a play to work, and it's fouls wasn't going to let Han Shu get anywhere open. And sometimes we just need to get the ball in the block, and hopefully we can make an action down there.
Appreciate your time and insight. Safe travels, Coach.
Thanks.
Jackie?
Hey, Sandy. Thanks for being here. I wanted to expand upon Jeff's question in that you've spoken about putting Han in positions where she could be successful and gain some confidence. How do you think going up against the greatest center in WNBA history worked in Han's favor tonight? And what does an evening like tonight say about Han's ceiling?
Yeah, it showed the potential that she does have. I think she was a little bit nervous going against Sylvia Fowles. That's one of her heroes. But she has no hesitation. I was really, really proud of her. And she continues to grow and learn. And the players, obviously her teammates, continue to learn more about her, how effective she can be both inside and outside. So, Han, it was good. She's getting opportunities. She's going to continue to get opportunities. She's going to continue to grow. And, she's got a really high ceiling. And she'll get more comfortable, obviously, knowing all these players in the league.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And so Sammy Whitcomb went 1 for 11 tonight. I'm curious how, as a coach, do you support someone in a shooting slump and how you coach someone through a shooting slump?
She's got to keep shooting. Sammy's a great shooter. She's going to be bumping ahead. You can't get, you just got to stay positive in there. It's not about getting extra shots up because nothing's going to change. She knows she is a great shooter. She had a tough night tonight. She's got to understand where she rushed it a little bit too much and just stay relaxed and stay in the moment. I'm not going to tell Sammy to stop shooting because that's obviously one of her biggest strengths there. But if a few of her shots went in, that obviously would change the outcome.
The final one for me, amid the loss, I'm curious what you can observe when it comes to what the group was able to execute correctly after 1 week of work, if there was.
I thought we moved the ball better than what we've had, to be quite honest. Defensively, we held them to 35% shooting. That's pretty good for a team like this, has so many scorers there. But, better execution, but we're still making silly mistakes in terms of handling pressure. We just got to be able to break people down We didn't always make the right decisions. Getting into the paint, we probably could have passed it out to the wide open shooters, and we got to do a better job in, getting in and getting fouled, to be quite honest. We're not tough enough like they are to get into the block. But I thought we made steps today, but not enough steps to win. But we got to just keep grinding. We've got to make sure that we have, we're going to have to use the bench. We're short-handed. We understand that. But everyone that comes in has to, just have an aggressive mentality and execute the scout to the best of their ability. And we had a few breakdowns there, and we've got to keep learning. We've got to keep growing.
Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate it.
Miles?
Hi, Sandy. In that third quarter, Beck Allen caught fire, hitting 4 threes in the frame and just wreaking havoc on the defensive end. When Beck is on a run like that, how much does that lift the team on both ends?
Yeah, look, Beck was great, and she'll probably be hitting herself that she missed some of those shots in the fourth quarter. But that's what she does. She gets a little bit of rhythm. She's she's a shooter, and we needed all of the points that she put on the board tonight too. And I guess that's a momentum thing. You're making outside shots. It gives you a little motivation to even play harder defensively. And but there's areas in the pick and roll stuff that we're coming off. Their shooters are coming off, and we're just not getting over where we're fouling them. But Beck had a good night. Had a good night tonight, and some of the shots she missed late. What if?
Right. And though the Lynx tightened up their defense in the fourth quarter, the team finished with 24 assists on 28 made shots. So when you're going to go back and look at some of the ball movement, what did you see from that allowed? Was it just more shot making, or was it just better ball movement?
Just ball movement. We keep emphasizing that. We've just got to keep moving the ball and finding people in the right positions there. And it's harder to guard. You got to make defense move. If you just keep it on one side, you're easy to guard. And they did lift up their defensive things. I think we could have screened a little bit better in the fourth quarter. But we got to keep learning that. Teams, they're aggressive, but ball movement, I was happy with that. 24 and 28. That's always a good stat at the end, because it means that we're playing as a team. We're sharing the ball.
And after just 4 turnovers in the first half, there were 9 in the second. Was that just a byproduct of what you were saying about the Lynx turning up the pressure, or were there some of those sloppy mental lapses that you've talked about that contributed there?
I think a bit of both ways, to be quite honest, Miles. Just not making the simple pass, just moving it, just getting a little sloppy because of their pressure here. But 13 turnovers, that's a nice stat to see. We haven't seen that for a while. But yeah, there's areas that we can keep learning as we continue to grow as we move forward.
Thank you. Have a safe travel.
Thank you, Miles.
Thanks, Coach. Next up, we'll have Beck Allen and Natasha Howard.
Thank you.
We got the ball, like everybody surrounded still, and make sure that it was hard for her to score when she got the offensive rebound. But overall, I'll give Minnesota credit. They did a good job on both ends of the floor.
Appreciate that response. And Beck, my next question is for you. This team really wanted to one of the most common things you guys wanted to obtain over the past week was a sense of discipline out there, and I feel that was on display tonight, with particularly in the first half. So do you think that sense of discipline was out there tonight, and how did you obtain, and how were you able to obtain that discipline moving forward?
I mean, it was discipline in looking after the ball, making the right pass, the easy pass, and not always just trying to thread the needle, to try and get the score in a situation where it's not 100%. I think that we did well of looking after the ball tonight, and then discipline defensively. I think that that's still something that we're working on. I think it was better than the last game, so at least we're building. But yeah, it's obviously something we need to continue.
Of course, thank you for that. And my last question is for anyone comfortable answering it. You go in there tonight with a 9-player rotation out there, and you take a team who's very difficult to beat at home to the brink. So what sort of message do you think a performance like that sends to the rest of the league tonight?
Keep building. Like this right here, we had the game in our hand, and just the little things. We're fouling, and yeah, pretty much just fouling. The Coach Sandy always she preached on before during practice, make sure we don't foul and stuff. And they went to the line 33 times or something like that. But the way we play really good as a team, and we just got to keep building. Like we right now we in a slump right now, but we're gonna dig our way out of it.
Anything to add to that, Beck?
No, I think she pretty much said it all. I think it's just us continuing playing faster basketball and that transition game as well. That was another thing that we were really talking about in practice this week. So on top of everything that Tash said, it's, to continue playing fast.
Appreciate your time and insight, both of you. Safe travels.
Thanks.
Miles?
Hi, Beck. Hi, Tosh. I want to ask each of you about the other players' performance tonight. So I'll start with you, Beck, asking about Tosh. She led the team with 23 points tonight, and 6 of those 8 makes came off of assists. So when she's shooting that well from the outside, how does that help spread opponents out so well?
I mean, when she can shoot she can shoot the 3. She's athletic. I just think some of the, you might not give her the best pass, but she's got great hands. So she's able to get them and create a lot for our offense. And you could see that she was integral tonight to us being in the game. And she's obviously a focal point for us.
Thanks. And for you, Tosh, about Beck, in that third quarter, she hit 4 threes and was pressuring nonstop on the defensive end. So when Beck's on a run like that, when you're on the court next to her, how does that help lift up how you're feeling on defense when you're getting back there?
It feels good. I have somebody that will actually, play defense, that will actually, read the defender eyes and where the pass is going with her length. And it feels good that I know that I have a teammate that's behind me that's going to have my back regardless and stuff. And also on the offense, she had the high hand in the third quarter, and we just kept feeding her until Minnesota switched up their defense, and they didn't. So we just kept giving her the ball.
Thanks so much. Have a safe travel.
Thank you.
Jackie?
Hi, all. Thanks for being here. I'll start with Beck. So you were someone who saw what Han looked like as a player 3 years ago. And so after seeing her go up against probably the greatest center in WNBA history, what type of jump do you think she took tonight in the way she was able to play for you all tonight against Fells?
I think even just seeing the way that she uses her arms more, she's obviously got that height on her side and a massive wingspan, and it's just learning, how to use it, and also in this league using it without fouling too. But you've seen, I think everyone can clearly see a big jump, and then even just the confidence in her taking the shot. I think that whenever we get her the ball, especially in that pop, it's something that, you almost know it's for sure going to go in. But then that, and then her rebounding game, you can see that there's definitely been a lot of strides taken there for her.
I appreciate that. And also, Beck, for you, amid the loss, explain to me what you thought this group was able to execute tonight. And after that 1 week of work, what was something that you thought came to fruition?
Well, like we said before, we've been really working on making it a faster game. We've been working on getting the ball inside and playing to people's strengths individually. Making maybe the easy decision is the better decision with our passes and where to get the ball. So I think that side, and obviously defensively too, like we've said, that was a big part of just getting the communication up, trusting that your teammates got your back and we're all playing on a string.
Right. Thank you. And Natasha, for you, what would you say happened during that scoring drought in the fourth quarter, besides shots not falling? And how in the future does this team need to respond to scoring droughts?
Everybody on the team could score, and we always tell each other, you got the next one, and we believe in our teammates. We have confidence in our teammates from the starting 5 to the bench. And when it comes down to that, we just gotta dig deep and and don't give up shots that we know that we can make and stuff like that. To be honest, that's pretty much it.
No, I appreciate that answer. And the final one for me, I just want to understand what you thought the adjustment was defensively after that first quarter. Y'all gave up 34 first quarter points.
In the first quarter, we rebounding and fouling. In the first quarter, that when we started the game, it was rebounding and fouling, and then we buckled down and told each other like, yo, we need to stop fouling. They went to the free throw line too many times, and we did. So that in the second quarter, that's when we actually buckled down, even through the second half too.
Thank you both. Safe travels. Thank you.
Brian?
Hi guys, Brian Florentin from Nets Daily. My question is for Beck. During the week, you and the coaching staff mentioned that playing with pace was a big goal for you guys. And tonight, you guys got 18 points off of turnovers. So how important was it for you guys to really sort of get those easy buckets in transition and help keep the pace up?
Well, I guess the transition points, it all comes from the defense, and us making the adjustment from the first half of actually locking in and doing exactly what we've scouted, what we've practiced, and playing tougher, not just allowing them to catch the ball and making each catch harder. That allowed us to get those fast break points. When they're missing, that's when you can run. So ultimately, that's what we were, able to create in that quarter, and it's just to continue doing that.
And my second question is for both of you guys. As you're heading into Seattle next, what's the biggest positive you'll take from tonight's game that you'll bring into the weekend set in Seattle?
Our defense, and also we did a really good job on rebounding, even though we lost the rebound battle, but we actually did a good job compared to the last game that we've been playing. So just that, and and also just pushing the ball and being disciplined on defense too, and on both ends of the floors. And also just keep pushing the ball.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks everyone for joining. We'll send a copy of the recording shortly.